Welcome to Living Healthy and Aging Well. My name is Ken Hageland, and we are broadcasting from the AM 950 radio station that overlooks beautiful Bryant Lake Regional Park, located in Eden Prairie, Minnesota. It is another beautiful day here in the Twin Cities, and I am so grateful to be here with you today, and I hope all of you listening are doing well. We are on the air every Saturday from noon to 1 to talk about your health and your life. We cover a wide range of topics to help you and your loved ones improve and enjoy your quality of life. We have another great show for you today. I'm really excited about this. We have Marcy Vasky. She is a licensed nutritionist and client manager at Oswald Digestive Clinic. And she's joining me here today to talk about Oswald Clinic's high level of specialization and commitment to helping people with challenging, often long-standing digestive concerns. Marcy is a firm believer in educating her clients to make dietary changes that can help them lead the life they desire. She has learned through her own journey that nutrition has the power to heal, and she uses her own experiences and deep understanding of nutrition to empower her clients to walk their own journey of making changes that are sustainable and maintainable. Two very important things in success. From SIBO and IBS, and we're going to learn more about that here today, to more nuanced and rare gut conditions, Oswald Clinic takes a root cause, functional approach to healing. Beyond gut health, Oswald Clinic sees clients struggling with hormone issues, thyroid health, food addiction, disordered eating, and metabolic syndrome. You will enjoy listening to my conversation today with Marcy Vasky. I want to thank all of you that leave us messages on our radio show phone line. We appreciate hearing from you, and we welcome your comments, questions, and topics for future shows. Also, if you are interested in being a guest on our radio show, please call or text us at 612-999-3426. You can also contact us on our website at livinghealthyradio.com. There you can find information about upcoming guests as well as listen to our previous shows, and we look forward to hearing from you. We are adding new listeners to the show each week, and we are so grateful for that, not only here in the Twin Cities of Minnesota, but also throughout the country. You can find podcasts for all of our radio shows on the AM 950 radio website, and we can also be found on iTunes, Spotify, and many other podcast and streaming services. You can also watch our broadcast live on the radio station's Facebook page at AM 950 Radio. If you have a question for us today, there are two ways to reach us. First, by calling the AM 950 radio station, and our friendly show producer, Patrick, will get your call on the air. Our phone number is 952-946-6205, or you can directly text us your questions at 612-999-3426. Now, don't worry if you missed our contact numbers. I'll repeat them throughout the show. All right. I want to jump into our conversation today. I am really excited. This is the first time in the entire history of the show that we've had a nutritionist, dietitian, wonderful person here to talk about gut health. And I probably should have had you on like the first show.
That might have been better. No, just kidding.
Because it's such a foundational element. We know this is about quality of life. Everything we talk about is quality of life. Whether it's end of life, whether it's going through crises, just navigating. It is so difficult to live a healthy life in America right now.
Oh, absolutely.
And so to have you here is just really exciting. So it's been almost 7.5 years in the making to get you here.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to have you here. So
thank you.
So the audience is probably really curious. Well, why is Ken so excited about this? Well, because almost everything I've learned in my life about disease, about fatigue, about sleeping, about everything, it seems to always come back down to gut health.
Absolutely.
and so what I want to do is, if you could just give us a little bit of your background, a little bit of your bio, so people kind of know who I'm talking to.
Yeah, absolutely.
That'd be great. And then we'll start talking about all the things that you and your organization do.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And thank you for inviting me here today. I'm super excited to share all about gut health and what that really means to live a really quality life. But I actually have a master's in human nutrition. And that happened 15 years after I actually went to college, because I went to college and got a degree in community health and athletic training first. But I've always really loved nutrition, health and fitness. And after the birth of my twins, I decided, I think I need to do what I really love. So went back, got my master's, and, throughout my life, I have struggled with eating disorders for myself. I had anorexia for 10 years. I've had lifelong chronic and really complex digestive issues myself, and even infertility. And so with a lot of the clients that I see, I can really have a lot of empathy toward that, and because I've been in their shoes. And so it's always rewarding for me to share what I know through education and just through my own personal experience. Because sometimes when you have gut health issues, you feel really alone because you feel horrible, basically.
Right.
And nobody really gets it unless they've really experienced it. And so being able to just kind of hold their hand and walk the journey of their health with them is something I love a lot about what I do in my career. And so that's kind of how I came to nutrition in general. My own experience and thinking, you know what, I gotta share this. So I ended up at Oswald Digestive Clinic 6 years ago, and prior to that, I was at another clinic, which was an awesome place as well.
So, it's so interesting. The people that have been on the show here over the years, they've always not struggled, but they've encountered, they had a challenge in their life.
Yeah.
That it's so interesting. It's so consistent. They met the challenge. They dealt with the challenge. And in many times it was years of navigating through this challenge. And once they figured it out, once they conquered it, they cannot help but want to tell other people because of their person. And again, that's the best person to have counseling you or helping support you is someone who's gone through it.
Oh, I agree.
Just the empathy.
Just because you actually know what they're feeling. Like some people I'll meet with and they'll be like, oh, this is just too much TMI. And I'm like, no, it's not. Number one. Or they're like, at the end of the appointment, oftentimes I hear, I hate that you had these symptoms, but I'm so glad you get it.
Right.
Because you just want to be heard at that point. And for so long, when you're with gut health, you're searching around for answers, and a lot of times you don't get them.
Right. Yeah, boy, that's a lot.
That's
a whole other show.
Yeah, I know.
But sometimes we go to the wrong people to find an answer. I mean, if the old joke, if you go to a carpenter to solve your problems, well, it's always a hammer and a nail. I mean, that's what they're trained to do.
Right.
So if you're saying, well, but I don't need that. I need this help. That they can't help you there. And everyone wants to help, so they're just going to tell you what they know.
What they know, yeah.
And that's why I just find that even just some of the guests I've had who have literally done a 180 in their career because of a challenge they met or an inflection point in their life, and they end up following their heart instead of doing what their parents told them to do, or what their mind tells them to do. They actually have a chance, and they become very, more aware of what their heart is asking them to do.
Yeah.
And then once you do, then you find out you're in love with your work.
I mean, the passion behind it, you just can't even stop. Like sometimes I'm just like, I always say to my clients, I'm like, I'm kind of a nerd about this, but it's just like, I just love it. I get so excited to help them.
Yeah.
Or I have some really challenging clients and they're like, oh, I know I'm so much work. I said, no, I love it. You're my favorite. Like you bring more to my life because you let me help.
Yes.
So it's super exciting work and, obviously really rewarding.
Well, so you're very passionate.
Yeah.
Well, tell us what really stimulated you and inspired you to pursue your current life's work.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like you had,
you
were athletic, you were, at doing fitness and all kinds of things here. So it seems like you were doing all the right things. Absolutely.
I think, where to begin with this? I mean, for my whole life, I did have digestive issues, and
from childhood.
Oh, okay. And so it was always something I kind of dealt with, right? And I think that as I got into, went to college, did my degrees that I did there, and then got into young adulthood, and I went through kind of just a really stressful period, and ended up anorectic. Oh. And I think at that point, part of the anorexia was also because my gut hurt so bad all the time when I would eat. Oh. So it was almost like a natural thing to do, which makes no sense, and I don't want anyone to know. But it's kind of the route I went, being is what happened. And so as I went through it, and my gut never felt any better, and I finally decided that I'm like, I really need to get over this. I'm not over it, but I had to get healthy again was my thing. And so...
Well, let's do this, Marcy.
Yeah,
We're going to have a short break here. Let's hold that thought, because this is really important. It's time for a short break, folks. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Marcy Vaske, licensed nutritionist and client manager at Oswalt Digestive Clinic. If you have a question for us, give us a call, 952-946-6205, or text us at 612-999-3426. I'm Ken Hageland, and you are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well.
Introducing a new day of the week, Someday. Now, everything you were going to do someday is on the calendar. Want to retire someday? You'll really want this. A My Social Security account at socialsecurity.gov. You can estimate your future benefits and manage current benefits online. Millions of people have a My Social Security account. Get yours today, because someday is here at socialsecurity.gov.
Peace of mind shouldn't cost a fortune. We keep things simple at Schroman Law because we believe planning for your estate and end-of-life care shouldn't be stressful or expensive. Every client relationship starts with a free consultation so clients have the information they need before making important decisions. From there, we work closely with clients to ensure they are choosing the most efficient and cost-effective plans for their specific needs. Schedule a free consultation today at schromenlaw.com. That's SCHROMEN law.com.
I heard sex trafficking happens a lot in Indian country. What is that?
Here are some of the real reasons why sex trafficking happens in Indian country. Unequal gender roles that were forced on us by colonization. Communities don't have enough resources. Silence around domestic and sexual violence. Lack of attention and justice for missing and murdered Indigenous people. There's a lot of behavior that keeps our communities out of balance. These are just a few true reasons why Native communities are targeted by traffickers. When these acts of violence happen in our communities, it opens us all up for exploitation.
Sponsored by the Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault Coalition.
Hey, it's Patrick for Zero Rest. June is here, which means you might be having a graduation party at your house soon. Summer also means sleepovers. Your kids are going to be at the playground, at the water park, at the beach. There's going to be a lot of mess coming into the house over the summer, and you need to call my cleaning heroes at Zero Rest to make sure your home is in order for the summer. And since June is here, it's time to take advantage of Zero Rest's best deal of the summer. Zero Rest can take care of any surface in your home or business, including carpet, tile, hardwood, rugs, upholstery, and air ducts. This month, take 20% off all services when you call my friends at Zero Res 9520-RES or go to ZeroResMinnesota.com. Just tell them you want the AM 950 special. Their prompt, courteous team will come out and take care of you. Again, that's 20% off all services this month. Go to ZeroResMinnesota.com or call 9520-RES and ask for the AM 950 special. Zero Res, backward or forward, spells the same.
Hi, Penny here from Nightingale in Minneapolis. Exciting news! During the warmer months, we're extending our charm to the patio. Imagine savoring your favorite dishes outside, surrounded by the lively energy of South Minneapolis near 26th and Lyndale. And guess what? Nightingale's patio is not just a dining space, it's also dog-friendly. Craft cocktails, curated wines, and half-price bottles of wine on Mondays are still part of the deal. Open daily 5 p.m. to 1 a.m. with a full menu until midnight. Join us at Nightingale where good times and great flavors come together.
All right, welcome back, everyone. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about helping you and your loved ones improve and enjoy your quality of life. My name is Ken Haglund, and joining me today is Marcy Vaske. She is a licensed nutritionist and client manager at Oswald Digestive Clinic. And she is talking about Oswald Clinic's high level of specialization and commitment to helping people with challenging and often long-standing digestive concerns. If you have a question for us, please give us a call, 952-946-6205. And Marcy, how can our listeners contact you and your organization if they have questions or want more information?
Yeah, absolutely. They can just go to our website, which is oswalddigestiveclinic.com, and that's where you can learn more about the clinic as well as book initial appointments. So because we are a totally virtual clinic, your initial appointment is done through that, and then, if you have questions, like you want to speak with us, you can also call our phone number, or you can even just message us on our email or, on our website. So there's a lot of different ways to get a hold of us, but yeah,
okay,
we're there.
Yes, and beautiful website, boy, and it's got pictures of you and your colleagues and everybody there, and boy, that's great. And you guys have been around for how long?
Since 2016.
That's right. That's when Ashley.
That's when Ashley started it. Yep.
Okay.
And then I came on in 2019.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I want to get back into just kind of your what inspired you, with taking this direction, which is so important. I mean, navigating gut health, as we've talked off the air, it's such a foundational area of health. Yeah. And if we don't get that right, it is an uphill battle.
Oh, absolutely.
With everything else.
Yeah, and for sure that's what I was finding out during my, years of eating disorder struggles. And I think that, once I really decided, I need to turn this around for myself, and I just went back to, my roots of eating well, and use the knowledge I have to use it correctly. And, while it might have been difficult, it definitely made me feel better. And yet I still had some chronic digestive issues, even during that time. But one thing with gut health is that the change is slow. It is a process and it's a journey. You don't just wake up one day and say, oh, yeah, I don't have gas anymore. It's like you really have to, take the proper steps and work that piece of it. And so over the years, as I was getting healthier and feeling better, and then I got pregnant with twins, and that put a little kink in things. But, they're 18 now, so that was a long time ago. But, right out, then I got pregnant, and which was wonderful or whatnot. But then it was after that, they were like 3, and I just decided, I just need to go back and do what I love. I have all of this experience of living it myself, and I get it. And so I went back and got my master's and just took it from there, Wow. One of the best things I've ever done besides having my twins.
Right.
So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Well, let's talk about the services. I think it can be confusing for people because they don't think about gut health. They think about cardiovascular, my heart health, my brain health, all these different other things, not necessarily realizing that really all of those health areas of the body really start with the gut.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if we're not processing the food we're eating, we're not getting
get the nutrients.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why I think it's and of course, our healthcare system is so reactive. It's so nobody gets nutritional training.
Right.
I mean, it's tough in the provider world. They got so much they got to learn. And I work with providers. I have providers on staff. I mean, I get it. Boy, it's tough. But so many times you can trace things kind of back to just some of the really fundamental things that people just aren't doing at a nutritional level. And sometimes it's tough for a provider when someone comes in and says, oh, I got headaches or stomach aches or achy joints or all these different things to try to nail that down functionally to what you're eating or what's happening nutritionally. Yeah. And so that's why it's great to have you guys that just focus on that area to try to dive deep into the root cause of some of the maybe chronic diseases that, my gosh, our country is just flooded with.
Right, absolutely. And we are a functional medicine nutrition clinic, so we really look at the foundation and get to the root cause of your gut health. And really along the way, we eliminate even other symptoms that you're having. So like, as Ken said, if you're having headaches, well, maybe by fixing your gut, you're going to have those headaches go away. And I even see that. A big thing I see, too, a lot is just mental health. When your gut's a wreck, your brain is a wreck. And I'll say that all the time because it's so true. You can't think straight. Your brain fog is horrific. And so really getting to that root of why do you have a lot of bloating? Why do you struggle with constipation or diarrhea? What is really going on? And to your point, people aren't recognizing that a lot of their other symptoms within their body are coming from not getting the minerals, the vitamins that they need.
The fiber.
It's just crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. When clients come to you, what is maybe a common complaint or maybe a common misunderstanding, or like, if I just, can I eat things out of a box in a can? Is that okay? Or just kind of, because I know when I talk to people, a lot of times we're inundated with 10,000 messages a day.
Oh.
It's so hard to, of course, the grocery stores are set up for sales and to be maximize your time there. Yeah. So again, it's hard. You have to kind of step outside of the world that we're
surrounded in all the time. Yeah. I think that there's a couple things that come to mind. I think first off is what you just said, fiber. People are confused about fiber with gut health because oftentimes they're told, like, well, just eat some more fiber, and they're just constipated and so backed up. And then I'll say no fiber, like you need to cut it down. We need to be really mindful about what kind of fiber you're actually consuming and how. And they just look at me like, well, that's what they said. Right. I'm like, I know, but we're not doing it that way. So, and then I meet them again, maybe a few weeks later, and they're like, oh, what a difference that made. I'm not so gassy simple. Or bloated, or I'm pooping now. Right, what I mean? Like, so I think that alone can be such an eye opener for people. Yeah.
It's time for another break here. All right. Short break here, folks. We'll be right back to continue our wonderful conversation with Marcy Vaske, licensed nutritionist and client manager at Oswald Digestive Clinic. And she's just talking about all these things that Oswald Clinic's famous for in their specialization of commitment of helping people with challenging, often long-standing digestive concerns. If you have a question for us, give us a call, 952-946-6205, or text us at 612-999-3426. I'm Ken Hageland, and you're listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well.
Hey François, how are you enjoying your first vacation in Minnesota?
Bonjour Laura, je suis très content car j'ai découvert un truc de macarons.
Oh, you're happy because you found a truck of macarons? You mean a food truck?
Oui, il s'appelle Nicolette's.
Oh, you mean Nicolette's macaroons? Oh.
Oui, Nicolette's macarons.
They're very popular.
Ces macarons sont délicats, délicieux et raffinés. Ils me rappellent Paris.
Delicate, delicious, refined, and they remind you of Paris. That's a big deal, François. You're so finicky.
Je suis français, je suis un gourmand.
Oh, is that French for picky?
Oui.
Did you know that Nicolette's will be at the Twin Cities Pride?
Mais je suis gay, j'aime bien Nicolette's.
Oh, I know you're gay and love Nicolette's. That's why I'm telling you, their truck will be at the Twin Cities Pride.
Allons-y, happy Pride.
And you can also go to the website at nicolettsmacaroon.com.
Live and share mental health with Becoming Together Therapy and Wellness. Hello, everyone. We are Becky McNatten and Tara Martini, hosts of Feels Out Loud, a show dedicated to expanding the paradigm of mental health.
Tune in to develop both personal and relational insight, language on emotions, and daily life application.
Join us weekly as we explore topics connected to mental wellness, each Sunday at 9 a.m. here on AM 950. Be a part of our mission to connect this world more authentically and fully with one another.
Minnesotans age 65 plus might qualify for Health Partners Minnesota Senior Health Options. The easy all-in-one plan includes personal support, coverage for medical, prescription drugs, and dental, plus many extra benefits. Eligibility information is available at healthpartners.com/oneplan. Health Partners is a health plan that contracts with both Medicare and the Minnesota Medical Assistance Medicaid program to provide benefits of both programs to enrollees. Enrollment in Health Partners depends on contract renewal.
Hey, it's Jennifer from AM 950. I'm 57, and lately I've definitely been feeling it. Lower back pain, hip aches, brain fog, and serious lack of energy. That's when I decided to try Hypercharge Wellness, and I'm so glad I did. At Hypercharge Wellness, they focus on proactive wellness and medication-free solutions to help you feel better and live healthier. Their FDA-approved light therapy helped reduce my chronic pain and inflammation, and the results have been nothing short of life-changing. My back pain and stiffness are improving, and I'm finally starting to feel like myself again. They also offer laser therapy that targets muscles and joints, perfect for injury recovery and pain management. Whether you're dealing with fatigue, chronic pain, or mental fog, Hypercharge Wellness has treatments designed just for you to boost energy, improve clarity, and reduce inflammation. Take control of your health and wellness today with their $49.99 introductory session and consultation at any of their 3 locations. Visit hyperchargeclinic.com for more information.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Hot sunshine today with a high of 97, then tonight clear with a low of 81. Nightingale is your cozy, comfortable neighborhood bar and restaurant at 26th and Lyndale in Minneapolis. Come in for the famous Nightingale burger or the ginger tamari chicken wings. View their menu or place a takeout order at nightingalempls.com. This is AM 950, the progressive voice of Minnesota.
Saturday.
Welcome back, everyone. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about helping you and your loved ones improve and enjoy your highest quality of life. My name is Ken Haglund, and joining me today, and I'm so excited about this. I think we're not going to get everything in here, Marcy, but I got Marcy Vaske here, and she is amazing. She's a licensed nutritionist and client manager at Oswald Digestive Clinic. And she's talking about all the amazing things here that she and Oswald Clinic can do for you and your loved ones who may be experiencing chronic conditions that you just never are getting resolved. Mm-hmm. And I said to Marcy over the break here, it's a challenge because we're not really given the information that maybe is pertinent to us.
Right.
And what I like about your approach is it's very personalized, very individualized. We were joking about getting advice on TikTok or all the social medias, and they do the best they can, but they never can have the ability to ask you questions.
Right.
Well, how long has this been going on, and what are you doing? And just like the topic last segment was about fiber. People will keep loading up on fiber, and it's actually the wrong thing to do in certain circumstances.
Right.
And again, you take your advice, they call you back a week later and go, "Oh my gosh,
I'm a lot better."
I'm pooping now, or I don't feel bad.
Yeah.
And that's just the beginning of recovery then, because
absolutely
one of the things I've learned in life is it took us a lifetime to get here.
It's going to take a little while to get out of it.
But as long as you've got someone who can help navigate you through that. So let's talk more about some of the great things that you and your organization do.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that we see an array of clientele, right? So I do see children, but we go all the way up until the elderly. So anywhere in between that, I mean, everybody's got a gut, and a lot of people have a bad one. So
the majority, I think, have a bad one.
I know, and it's funny because some people obviously they don't really pay attention to it until something's blowing up.
Right.
And then it's like, oh my gosh, what's happening to me, right? And so they search out the answers. But to, Ken's point, when you meet with us, you'd be amazed at how many questions I ask you in 1 hour and 15 minutes. People sometimes are like, I don't know. I said, I know. I ask a lot of questions, but this helps me help you best. Yeah. Because it might be the minutia that I'm asking about, but those are the details that I need to understand where to go next with your care, whether it's a food or it's, some supplement or you just need more water. You'd be amazed at it. That alone is another thing.
Huge problem.
Major. And so I think it's, we see so many people with chronic gut health issues from IBS, which is just irritable bowel syndrome. I'm sure a lot of us have heard of that, to SIBO, which is which is small intestinal bacteria overgrowth, the inflammatory bowel diseases, UC and also Crohn's, but also just food sensitivities, trying to kind of pinpoint what is causing your digestive distress. Is that what triggered an issue, or is it because you have leaky gut and now you just have a lot of food sensitivities?
That's a huge issue.
Yeah. And, even autoimmune issues. So we see the gamut. And when we think about the gut, we're trying to just heal it up. And oftentimes when I'm talking to clients, I'll say, right now, you need to think about your gut as like a baby gut. It just needs to be gentle things. We're going to start really slow, and we'll build and get it healthier. And soon enough, you'll get to all the other goals that we want to hit: sleep, weight loss, mental health, all the things that are, blowing up their life.
Their life, right.
Yeah.
Right. You mentioned leaky gut. Now, is that partly related to diverticulitis or the other things like holes in the stomach or irritations? Because if you're not properly getting nutrition, if your gut's inflamed, it's hard to then get the nutrients. Right.
And so essentially what leaky gut is we have tight junctions in our intestinal tract, right? And if we have chronic inflammation over time, those tight junctions are kind of puffed apart. If you think about, you have an owie on your hand and you scratch it, that keeps puffing. It's like a little raised. Well, those tight junctions are puffed apart, so now toxins are getting into the bloodstream, creating havoc, basically.
Oh, because they're bypassing the filtering process.
Right, because we're not getting that. Whereas diverticulitis is just within the, intestinal tract. It's little, I guess, I was going to use the word polyp, but just... Yeah. So different, but just as painful. And issue.
You have the stomach, you have the small intestines, the large intestines. I mean, there's several parts.
Yeah.
I mean, from the mouth to the esophagus. I mean,
everything.
Yeah, it's there's a lot going on there, and if people just had a better understanding of what they do on a daily basis, very innocently.
Oh, I mean, exactly.
If they just only knew some of the things that they're doing are contradicting what they want to do as a goal.
Right.
Like you say, energy, weight loss, better sleep.
Yeah.
I mean, we're finding that even sleep is such a chronic problem. That's when our body heals itself.
Yes. I mean, a lot of people are not sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think I see people every day that maybe sleep 6 to 7 hours a night, and just not sleeping well.
Right.
You can sleep 6 hours, but if you're like a solid sleep, that's better than the 7 hours of restless sleep, right? And so people are not sleeping well, which leads to poor food choices. Those poor food choices lead to inflammation in the gut, in the body in general, and then pretty soon you've got something bothering you, whether it's your gut, whether you have major joint pain, whatnot.
Yeah. Do you find it's helpful when, let's say, a couple works with you versus just one person, so that people are hearing the same thing? Because we talked offline here. Food and love are so connected, and I mean, just from the time we're born,
right?
I mean,
that's what it's all about.
You're rewarded for things with food,
comfort, all the things.
Right. Well, as a child, you're withheld food. Hey, you know what? You're a bad boy, bad girl, whatever. you're not going to get this. Yeah, so we get all these mixed messages throughout our entire life. And I'm thinking you have to kind of almost reprogram people's thinking.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of changes have to be, I'm a guide, right? I have the information to help them, but essentially they have to do the work. And so a lot of the talk or during the sessions that we have is like, okay, how are you going to get there? Like, if we need to pull out a food because you're having a lot of symptoms to it, and that sometimes can be difficult for people. Well, oftentimes it's difficult. Example would be dairy. Everyone loves cheese.
Right.
So
it's ubiquitous in our food system.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in everything. Bread, and you don't even realize you look at the ingredients.
Yeah, and so to, take someone's food, which is so, as you were saying, just kind of, you hold that dear. It's emotional. Mm-hmm. We have a lot of emotions around the food, and to say, nope, you need to take that out now. And, people really struggle with it. So it's the little steps of like, okay, how can we do this the best way? I'm a black or white. Like, either I'm doing it or I'm not.
Right.
And, and some people aren't. They need to
you've learned that
I've learned that that's the option.
Right.
Basically.
That's the best option.
That's the best option. And so, most people will do it, but it's like, and they even know they feel better without it.
Right.
But it's crazy when you talk again and they're like, well, had some dairy. I'm like, how'd that go?
Yeah, right.
Not well. I said, okay. I said, but this is great because now you have more data to validate what you need to do. And sometimes that's a motivator to make that change stick and help them get rid of that symptom.
Right. And I've heard this, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but the foods that we're most sensitive to or allergic to or intolerant to are the ones we crave the most. Isn't that kind of a strange thing?
Mm-hmm. But because you eat that food and it increases so much inflammation in your body that you're not getting the nutrients from it. So, but that is very, I see that a lot. And food sensitivities are kind of interesting in general, right? Yeah. Because let's say you have leaky gut and you do a food sensitivity test and you have 87 foods that show up. And I'm being dramatic.
No, but that's so depressing.
But it is. And what happened is that the foods that you're consuming, on some level, some of them are just not, they're going through into the bloodstream. So you're catching that on the test. So they're good to have like a base, but are you truly sensitive to it? Often, this is where we come back to the clinic, and what we do is get to the root cause of why is this happening for you in the first place.
Yeah. Do you guys have your clients get tested if you feel like it's important? I mean, or I know there's a lot of testing services for all kinds of blood work and things that can tie into sensitivities or other things. But is that something a part of your process?
Yes, it is. And I say that there's sometimes I can just look at an intake and talk with somebody and think, no, we don't need a test. We got it.
We know what's going on.
Right.
Yeah.
So we work it that way, right? But if it's something where it's been chronic for 20 plus years, we're trying to make some change. Sometimes you can just tell. There's so many other symptoms systemically within their body that it's much more than just a little taking something out or moving the food around or a supplement, right?
Sure.
So then we do functional comprehensive stool tests. We do, we can do mold tests. We can do how do you detox stuff. I mean, it's like tons of functional testing that we do if it's needed, for sure.
Yeah.
I would say the most common one that I do is going to be comprehensive stool tests, which it's a plethora of information that you get. So it's super fun, because it's like, oh, wow, that's what I thought. But now we know what bugs are there, right? And I say bugs to mean like bacteria or yeast or whatnot. But, it's always – and I think some people are so data-driven or just need the validation of there's really is something going on in there that the testing helps make the change, right? And, we all need to be motivated, and you just have to find out how people are motivated per person.
True.
You know.
Boy, that is so true. You got to kind of find what resonates with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Some are data driven, some are feeling driven, some are, again, just needing reinforcement. That, I can do this because you've done it before with other people.
Yeah.
It's so important, that encouragement. It's time for another break here.
I know.
This is going by way too fast. It's time for a short break, folks. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Marcy Vaske, licensed nutritionist and client manager at Oswald Digestive Clinic. If you have a question for us, please give us a call, 952-946-6205, or you can directly text us your question at 612-999-3426. I'm Ken Hageland, and you are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well.
End-of-life decisions are not easy to make. Hi, I'm Mary T. of Mary T. Hospice Care. It's important to make sure that this difficult time is meaningful and comforting to you and your loved ones. Our hospice team provides an individualized program of physical, emotional, spiritual, and practical care so your loved one is comfortable and not in pain. At Mary T. Hospice, we understand that choosing the right hospice care provider can be overwhelming, but we're here to assist you. Learn more today at marytinc.com.
Greg Bakken here. I've told you about the out-of-the-world roast beef sandwiches at Maverick's Real Roast Beef, but I haven't told you about their Philly steak sandwiches, turkey bacon avocado sandwich, BLT, crispy chicken, fish sandwiches, brisket, or pulled pork. Okay, you get the idea. They make a lot of delicious food to the same standard as their famous roast beef sandwiches, and now I'm starving. I'm going to go to Maverick's Real Roast Beef off Lexington and Roseville, and you need to go too. Check out their menu at mavericksbeef.com.
When was the last time you had your roof inspected for extreme weather and hail damage? This is Chad, owner of AM 950, to talk about the exterior construction company I trust, Snap Construction. If you've noticed new roofing projects in your neighborhood, your home was likely hit by hail last summer and experienced damage. Snap Construction is helping homeowners like you, and they're the roofing specialists I trust. They are the most well-reviewed contractor in the Twin Cities and have a ton of positive customer reviews from homeowners just like you. Even better, Snap Construction's installations are backed by a lifetime warranty, so you know you're dealing with a qualified roofing expert. You want to work with a company that will be here for a long time after the work is done. Snap Construction has handled thousands of claims and will help you through the process. Do yourself a favor and get a free roofing inspection so you have the facts and peace of mind you deserve. Call Snap Construction today at 612-333-SNAP. That's 612-333-SNAP. Or visit snapconstruction.com.
Discover a world of foods. Visit Shanghai International Wholesale Market, a spacious food warehouse open to the public with discounts for buying in bulk. Incredible selection of global and local foods, 500 different types of noodles, specialty items, and local foods you won't find anywhere else. Shanghai Wholesale Market, your local international food warehouse. Shanghai is just north of University Avenue off of Pryor.
Boldly Challenging Ableism is here to go where some people won't. I'm Katrina Simons, and every week I'm digging into the real impact of ableism, breaking down myths, calling out barriers, and pushing for a world where disabled people belong in every space. With my work at the University of Minnesota's Institute on Community Integration and a lifetime of lived experience, I'm diving into everything from employment and housing to justice and culture. And yeah, I bring some humor and heart along the way. Catch us Sundays at 2 p.m. right here on AM 950, or listen anytime by finding Boldly Challenging Ableism on YouTube or your favorite podcast app.
All right, welcome back, everyone. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about helping you and your loved ones improve and enjoy your quality of life. My name is Ken Hageland, and joining me today is Marcy Vaske, and she is amazing. If you have any questions or concerns about your health and your gut and how that's impacting your health, you just got to connect with her. Give her a call. She is a licensed nutritionist and client manager at Oswald Digestive Clinic. And we've been talking about a ton of things here, and there's so much more. We just scratched the surface. Got to have her back on the show in the future. But if you have a question for us, give us a call, 952-946-6205, or text us at 612-999-3426. Marcy, how can our listeners contact you if they have questions or want more information?
Yeah, absolutely. They can go to our website, which is oswalddigestiveclinic.com. And so you can find out all about us on the website. If you want to call, there's a phone number at the bottom of our website where you can easily call, and we'll answer you back. And then you can also message us through our website. Mm-hmm. So there's a variety of different ways. But initially, if you are interested in even making an appointment, I'm just going to kind of run through a little bit of that.
What would that look like?
So initial appointments are actually booked online, so you can find a time and day that works best for you. And we do accept insurance, so we do take Blue Cross Blue Shield, we take United Healthcare, and Allina Aetna. And if you do not have those insurance, or your insurance package doesn't actually cover nutrition, we do offer cash pay options. So a 3-appointment package, which is a 1-hour appointment for 3 different times, is $480, and then we have a 6-appointment package for 1 hour each, which is $840. And so typically, you kind of think about like, well, how long do I have to see you?
Right.
Right.
How long will this take?
Yeah, how long will it take? And, obviously everybody is very individual. But I always say at least 3 times. And if you have really comprehensive issues, it's 6 times to an entire year. I typically see people once a month. And our initial appointments are 1 hour and 15 minutes long, which that's where we just gather all the information and put together the first plan of what steps we're going to take. I am very methodical, so I'm very, you will know exactly what you need to do after our conversation.
No ambiguity.
There is none.
No, that's good.
That's right. And then typically a follow-up is within, 4 weeks, typically is what I do. As we kind of move along the process, sometimes we're moving those appointments out a little bit further. But again, it's just so just dependent on the person and how they're really dealing with this, symptoms and how are things going. Yeah. In between appointments, though, we have a nice option for you to message. And so I always tell everybody, if something happens, like all of a sudden everything was going great and then you had a big flare, or you have a question about a food that you should eat or anything, you can message us in between appointments. And that's all done on our platform that we use for paperwork and your scheduling and all that kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's just right within that platform, and so it's super easy. It's like texting me, but I love it because I don't want you to waste time waiting for the next appointment only to tell me, well, none of it worked. Right. And I say all the time, I'm done with you wasting time. It's time for you to get better. So it's easy enough for me to just shoot out, well, let's do this and let me know. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because gut stuff, if you deal with gut stuff, it literally changes every day. You can't, count on it very often.
No.
So,
right.
It's really great that way, that we can always be in communication. And I think that does help people be more successful as well. They're not just dumped off after, that first appointment and kind of floundering around.
And we talked off there is so much information coming at them.
Yeah.
And you literally are trying to almost reprogram a lot of misinformation that they may have had their entire life.
Yeah.
And so it takes time to just rethink what you have to do. And, of course, it's developing good habits. Because unless you can incorporate a change into your process, your daily routine, it's really hard to get that in place.
I agree with you. It is difficult for people, and everyone's different in how they approach it. But, whenever we're trying, just drinking water, let's just use that.
Right.
I know that because it's simple. I don't really like to drink water either, but I do it because I have to. I know I need it. Like, I even did an experiment on myself years ago because I hate it that much. But I do it. Like, I drink plethora amount of water every day. Why? Because it makes me feel better and I sleep better, my gut's better, all the things. But, you know, trying to start drinking water for people is like, they just, I don't know, they forget, I don't want to drink it, I'm too busy, you know, all the stuff. So I always recommend, like, hook it next to another habit that you're already doing. You know, something where it's right in your face. And then you just build this, you know, kind of pattern around it. But it is, and that's a fun part of the job as well, is like, everybody is different in how they take your advice or walk the journey, you know what I mean? And so it's like, okay, well, how are you going to hear this best?
Yes.
How do I have to say it to you so you hear it, you know?
Because we're all so defensive, too. I mean,
with food, for sure, yeah.
Because it's always about taking away something, right?
Yeah.
And that's one of the greatest pleasures in life is food, and especially the sugary food that the food's been so
processed,
you know, chemically put together to make sure it stimulates the brain with excitotoxins and all kinds of crazy things that we don't even understand completely. But it's not about, it's substitution though. I think let's exchange this for this.
Yes, it's not. I'm not just saying like you only have 6 foods to eat now for the rest of your life.
Right.
It's like there's a lot of options. It's just learning a new way, and that's really what it comes to. And sometimes people don't have to, well, I won't even say that because people do usually have to change something about their food. Maybe not dramatically, but something.
Right. Well, this has been so great having you on here. I know I'm going to have a lot of people texting me here after the show, but thank you so much for being here. This has been just wonderful.
Yeah, thank you.
And one more time, how people can get a hold of you and your organization?
Yep, just find us on the web at OswaldDigestive.Clinic.com. You can easily make your initial appointment there, or just look around and see if this really resonates well with you, as well as we have our phone number at the bottom of the website. Perfect. So thanks, everybody.
All right. Well, Marcy Vasky, licensed nutritionist and client manager at Oswald Digestive Clinic, thank you for being here today. We hope you enjoyed today's show, folks. Please contact us with any questions or comments you have regarding today's conversation. You can reach us anytime by voice or text at 612-999-3426. Join us again next Saturday at noon for another broadcast. And thank you for listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about your health and your life. Until next time, choose to live well.